All right, welcome to Follow Camp Friday. We are out hitting the Graduate, going from the parking lot out behind the elementary school. I got crap last time for telling people to go to an elementary school. There's a lot of elementary schools in Utah. So this is the Jeremy Ranch Elementary School, I believe. So this is where the mini enduros will be leaving from, most likely. And you'll start with this pedal up the Graduate. I'm out following Danita, and Gina's behind me someplace. And we are out today pedaling and showing off the trails that we'll be hitting on the mini enduro. So these trails are the Glen Wild trails, most notably known for the Bob's Basin trails, which are Drop Out, Team Cutthroat, Ant Farm, and Crazy 8. And then Glen Wild is also very popular for, thank you, one more back. Also really popular for Flying Dog. The Bob's Basin trails are very common after work trails. They can get pretty busy because it's easy to do a lap or two after work in an hour. I did 2 laps last night in an hour and 15 with stops waiting for people and dealing with a fair amount of traffic. The climbing trails are pretty chill. Nothing particularly technical. I'd say especially coming from this direction. The Graduate is very mellow. A little bit of a kick in the pants, yeah. Reminds you that you guys start climbing right out of the gate. But nothing too tough. Personally, I usually ride from the Bad Apple trailhead. It's often that direction over there, and I take Fink again up. It's shorter, a little bit steeper, a little bit rockier, but it gets you to the business faster. So for those of you who are not familiar with enduros, you might be confusing it with a rowdy style of riding and like downhill-esque big jumps and drops and technical features. That is, when you talk racing, not what an enduro necessarily is. An enduro is simply a way of timing the race. So on a cross-country race, you are timed from beginning to end, whereas on a enduro race, you are timed only on the downhill. And this right here is where the Graduate and Fink again combine. So if you were to head back down in that direction, it would take you to the Bad Apple Trailhead. It'll also take you down to the intersection. Straight ahead, actually, you can see the intersection of where all the downhill trails merge. So yeah, on an enduro, you're only timed on the down. You're given a start time for the beginning of each stage, and as long as you are there by your start time or your start window, you're good to go, and then they time you on the down. So for those of you, those of us, those of me, who are real slow on the up, right, Danita? Yes. Yeah, it's a great format. And in the case of the races we're doing, we have the mini enduros. They're called mini enduros because they're relatively short, and they also only have 2 stages. A typical enduro, full-length enduro, will have 4 or 5 stages. And significant more amount of elevation. So these mini enduros are a great way to test your feet for racing. This race, the final race course hasn't been posted, but it's most likely gonna be between 6 and 8 miles long, less than 1,000 feet of elevation. I think each lap out here is only like 300 or 400, so probably 2 laps, less than 800 foot of elevation gain. You agree with that? Yeah. So I did essentially potential 2 stages yesterday, and it came out to 7.3 miles. So that's pretty typical of what we'll see for the race coming up. So.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the camera.
Got it. No, not all right.
What do you? I've got my really good friend right here. Don't you see her? Yeah, like.
Yeah. They're such a good biker, Sarah. Thanks for inviting them along.
I didn't give Gina a heads up that I was gonna be doing the pre-race chat to the camera. I didn't really warn Danita either. I just started talking to her back. So
I'm smart enough to figure it out.
Well, these videos are super boring if we're just you know, pedaling and
pedaling, not walking.
you wanna talk about the features a little bit. Yeah.
Cool.
So like I said, these trails are super fun for doing quick laps after work, but the downside is they are west facing. So on the descents, you're staring at the sun, and there's nothing more exciting than hitting a kicker and not being able to see anything.
These trails are so good, you don't even see your landing.
I mean, for the most part, it's true.
It's like skiing drop out.
So there's one right-hand kicker on dropout that kicks you into a double, and I feel like the double is either too close to the landing or too far from the landing. And I never hit that one, and that's one that you definitely wouldn't want to hit blind. Like, if you're gonna hit the kicker, you really got to clear the whole double. And I don't know if, I mean, David cleared it last night, so it can be done. You just gotta be ready to pedal and pump it. So right here we are coming up on the intersection of Think Again and 24/7. 24/7 is the actual access trail to get to our target trails. So,
Have a good ride. Oh.
popular staging area. Lots of people pause and wait for their fellow climbers here, take a breather. Crazy 8 turns off right here. If you've been listening to the banter, we're not a fan of Crazy 8. It's just a couple switchbacks. It's short. It's not a lot of fun, but we'll make it fun if we have to. Like if that ends up being the stage, then we'll suck it up and deal with it, and we'll have a good time anyway. Everyone will have fun because I said so.
Go ahead, we're not going on Crazy 8.
It's the easiest and most accessible trail. Is it downhill only? I think it's downhill only. So it is one of the downhill only trails. What we just rode up is bi-directional. It seems like it would be actually kind of fun downhill, but it's just what people use for the climbing, so I've never ridden it downhill. And there's too many other good options. So
But I think Crazy 8 is really good for learning good cornering technique.
yeah,
I mean, it has its purpose.
I mean,
Enduro stage, I don't think that's quite its purpose in life.
yeah, I mean, and as far as good practicing of corners, this section that we're gonna do on 24/7 coming up here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's got a section on Strava called "No, Really, How's Your Cornering?"
Yeah, and I think that's where I crashed last year.
Oh, everyone I know, not everyone I know, I've crashed on it several times. Like, of all the trails out here, I think this section of 24/7 coming up is the most dangerous because it's got a ton of flat corners and they're often loose, and yeah, they're just loose, and it's easy to overshoot them and end up in the side stuff. Early in the season, it's not too much of an issue, but later in the season, it gets real soft on the shoulders.
So we were about 23-ish minutes up,
Yeah,
so not terrible.
yeah. I mean, and we weren't going quick. So
The only issue with AMP is it makes me feel really slimy in my shorts, but boy, it's helping.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't feel
We got
nearly
amped up
the...
this
oh,
morning.
yeah, and you guys don't wear chamois, do you?
No.
Yeah,
Do you?
yeah, always. I mean, for many reasons, but I have been saved on wrecks so many times,
Oh, okay.
you know, like from road rash and cactus spines, and, you know, just like,
Why are you riding in the cactus?
that's what everyone talks about, no chamois, no chamois. I have literally landed on my stem before, so it's like, I'll take as much padding as I can get. Yeah.
The butt chase is just rough.
See, I find that I don't have that, and like if I'm not wearing my chamois, I find that my shorts stick funny and like want to stick to the inside of my legs, and you know, I also really wear baggies. You know, like my shorts are pretty oversized, and you know, I like the extra layer of like smoothness that provides a layer of friction reduction.
I wish I could have just gotten a picture of you doing this.
Now I got a picture of you doing it.
All right,
All right, we ready to do this?
we're in descend mode of suspension. We'll put seats down.
Wait,
Dude, Jamie and Sam like fixed my suspension. Put that on camera. Thank you, Simply MTB.
Oh man, so there, yeah. Now there was a post yesterday. There was a guy asking for recommendations from like people on like his video, his POV video, and Jamie responded with, "You can't tell from this angle," and he's like, "Maybe." It's like you're talking to one of the most well-known coaches in the valley,
Right.
and you're saying maybe to her. It's like, don't ask for advice and then shut down the actual coach. Like instead listen to all the armchair coaches who have never done any like formal training. So
Stick your foot out, go through the turns. Go moto, bro.
go faster, brat brat.
All right,
All right,
here we go.
let's do this.
Oh, now there's a runner. I'm gonna let them go.
So this section here that we have, it's kind of downhillish, flattish, flowy. It's not part of the actual race, you know, downhill race section. It's just an access trail to get us to a second stage of the climb. So this to access Dropout, there's kind of like a double climb, and you know, we're just gonna have to go.
Yep, I was just gonna say, my intentions were good. But
Your intentions were good, but yeah, you just gotta go.
sorry. We're waiting for water.
Thank you.
Like, why couldn't this be a street? Like this section of 24/7?
I mean,
And then your transfer is then up to, what do you call that one? That place, that thing.
up to Dropout. Yeah, I don't think there's too much flat through here. I mean, you could do it that way. I just think there's better trails. So this is where the corners start, and they're all flat, and they got a lot of loose pebbles in them. Right there, super easy to overshoot it, just a touch. So if you're afraid of wrecking, this is the section I'd be most concerned about, not the actual downhill trails. So fun little downhill section. I mean, technically, I think the most challenging section is like a 15-foot section right after the entrance to Team Cutthroat. There's a couple of rocks that it's easy to strike a pedal.
I've never ridden that one.
Team Cutthroat? It's rowdy. and usually very overgrown because it doesn't get ridden much. It's got some steep rollers. It's got a sketchy ass, like 2.5 foot, 3 foot drop, wood drop into a right hand corner that's full of loose chassis crap. So, like, I scared the crap out of Joy when I did it during my first clinic with her. Because she's like, how about you not pull brake next time? I've gotten a lot better since then. So right here is the entrance to Ant Farm on the right, and then right here is the entrance to Team Cutthroat. And this is that technical section I was talking about. Yeah, it's easy to strike a pedal. You want a little bit of speed going through there.
It's kind of a walk that I didn't.
Yeah. I'm half the time not paying attention to what I'm doing when I go through there. It's like, oh, I'm not doing this well. So this is the staging area for Drop Out. So it took us 41 minutes to get up here.
And that was in almost granny gear.
So yeah, we were taking it real chill. We stopped a few times. So, like I said, I think I did it 32 minutes yesterday, 42 today, you know, like, so we're not talking a long climb. You get a lot of bang for your buck here.
Yeah, you do. Especially
Everything is totally rollable on this trail. If you hit them at slow speeds, you just roll down over them. If you hit them at high speeds, you get to pop them and jump them, and they're really fun. So we're gonna be probably popping and jumping them, but don't be afraid and be like, oh, this trail's too rowdy. It's legit not.
Yeah. You know, pick your own adventure.
All right, dropping into Drop Out, following Gina. Follow Cam Friday. Really bermy trail. Stuff that you can either pump like that, or there's a lot of kickers on here as well. But nothing is committing, and it has to be. Couple of wood features, nice and wide. I always avoid this jump off to the right. It kicks you funny into a weird, woo! Man, that thing's big. See, Gina's taking some of the more chill lines. Well, I'm hitting the ones to the left that are a little bit bigger. It's still nothing huge. And this is where we come together with the end of Crazy 8 and Ant Farm. It gets rocky through here. I think the finish line will probably be before we get to this section. That would be my guess. And this is where you continue on to do a second lap. Ow! All right, we are dropping into Crazy 8. Follow cam on Danita. And, oh! Keep it on the trail, Danita. This is where Ant Farm and Crazy 8 intersect. Oh, and there's a really good jump up here on the left. Send it, Danita. Right here. Oh, or you can roll it, but it's a really good pocket. It's nice and easy. You needed to trust me. See, she's laughing at me. She's clearly got a lot of trust for me. And we have intersected back with Dropout This will look familiar here. Yeah. All right.
Want me to go slow so you can check me on the camera?
What? No.
No.
I mean, yeah, if you want to, whatever you want. Whatever you want. You don't like to go slow.
I'm gonna
Just ride bikes. Just ride bikes.
I'm gonna do feel. I'm gonna do a feel.
Yeah, do what you feel.
Do what you feel.
So this is Ant Farm. This is a super fun trail. It's more technical, a little and rockier. This used to be the more fun of the two blue trails out here. Then they rebuilt Drop Out, and now Drop Out's pretty fun. Whoa! I was in the wrong gear and had no torque there. See right through here. This is a bit rocky. I haven't actually done this trail in a while. Not nearly as jumpy and poppy as Drop Out. Much tighter. Yeah, this is more single track. Well, Drop Out's bordering on a little free ride. Yeah, I'd love to see this be the second stage. It's just so much more fun than Crazy 8. But I don't know. We'll see what we get. You can't tell, I've ridden these trails a few times out here. I kind of love them. I don't call them my favorite trails, but for short, easy stuff, yeah. A lot of bang for your buck. So, oh man, it feels so good where it cools off. And right there, we just merged with Crazy 8. So this is the tail end of Crazy 8. And then up here, we're going to be merging with Drop Out. So all three of these downhill trails, really all four of them, come together. Woo! And right here, just merged with Drop Out, and this should look familiar. Yeah, if this part is included in the race, it's gonna be my Achilles heel, because I always slow way up there. I'm just usually out of gas. And now we just cruise on back out to the parking lot. So if you parked over at the school, you would have taken that right back there. But we parked at Bad Apple, so we are coming this way. And even this exit is, yeah, mostly down. Not too bad. It can be very busy, not this time of day usually. We're some of the last people out on the trails, but you definitely want to be cautious since this is two-way here, and you want to be able to pump the brakes.